Guys, in that last huddle, Coach McEwen was telling us girls, we're playing well, we're coming back, we're shooting well from three-point range, but what we have to do now is make sure we keep up our energy.
If the Vikings did leave Minnesota, many fans say it'd be hard to switch their team allegiance.
Speaking about star athletes, we have one here. We have John Sherna.
Yes.
And, what are your thoughts on the tournament hopes of Northwestern or how they've been playing this year and even him breaking the record?
Yeah, it's tough, that loss.
For Vikings fans, it could be this $1 plan or any other proposed method. The one thing they really care about is keeping this team in Minnesota.
While good old Johnny clinched the must-win for the Cats, he also swatted a career-high 5 block shots. Obviously, you got a little bit of momentum in the last few seconds of that shot. What adjustments are you going to make? Pete Thamel suggested if college-age athletes are unhappy with the current NCAA rules, they can always take their talents abroad and play internationally. When Nebraska took away Northwestern's backdoor option, it ultimately became a battle of the threes. Now it's time for what you've all been waiting for, Plays of the Week.
Well, the first wrestling duel of the season for Fargo North holds more of a competitive edge than usual. As Fox reporter Ngozi Ekeledo and photographer Dylan Jacobson show us, the battle with Davies features much closer opponents than you'd think.
Standing on one side of the net is Carson Spiess, a 96-pound ball of energy ready to wrestle in his first varsity match ever. On the other side, his cheering section. Well, most of the time. But tonight, this man is the opponent, otherwise known as Dad.
No, I didn't really think about it, just it would have been cool to beat my dad.
For this 8th grader, Fargo North's first duel of the season may feel like a championship bout. His dad, Keenan Spiess, is the head coach of Davies High School, but tonight isn't personal. It's just a bit of a family affair.
Stay out of that! Don't push in there!
A lot of things had to happen for this to happen, but it did, and we're just taking it in stride.
Now there's a saying that father knows best, but for Carson and his team, getting the W is the most important thing tonight.
He was cheering for his guy, but he was cheering for me at the same time.
And at the end of the duel, the younger Spiess was the victor. But this was only round 1 in a showdown between father and son that will only get more exciting in years to come. Ngozi Ekeledo, Fox News.
There's no doubt the athletes of today are bigger, faster, and stronger.
But with these extras also come more of a risk of injury. Here's Fox reporter Ngozi Ekeledo.
Katie Burkle was a star guard for NDSU, used to cheers and applause. But the only sound she heard when she went down in practice, silence.
Is that Burke? Is that really Burke? Can that be Burke? How can that be Burke?
Yes, it was Burke, and the culprit, ACL.
The initial pop was like a shock, I think.
What used to seem like an injury suffered mainly by hard-hitting football players bears some shocking stats.
Incidence in women, again, depending on the sport, is at least 2.5, but in some sports, almost 9 times higher than it is in males.
So why are more and more female athletes falling victim to this injury?
I've heard something about females' wider hips being a little bit of a cause.
Hormonal changes, anatomy, muscle strength.
All are theories and speculations that continue to swirl in the sports medicine world and leave coaches scratching their heads.
One of your most physical, fit, athletic kids that went down in a simple drill.
Basketball's quick cuts and planting often lead to these tears, but it is not the most ACL injury-prone sport.
Soccer is #1 nationwide.
Soccer obviously went through the rash of ACLs my first year here. I think that's 7 or 8. Doctors say landing mechanics may be to blame. When girls land, they tend to land knock-kneed. A way to stop this bad habit? Start good training methods early on in a young athlete's career.
First step is to work on what is termed core strength.
You do a lot of ACL prevention through your plyometrics.
30 years ago, this injury was potentially career-ending, but medical procedures have advanced tremendously.
They've come so far along with their surgery with ACLs that the recovery is even a lot faster.
For Burkle, the same fighting spirit she displays on the court will give her strength for this off-court battle. Ngozi Ekeledo, Fox News. And in close games this year, the Cats haven't exactly had the best track record, but let's get to the highlights. Pre-game warm-up, Tim Frazier getting hot, and they get hot inside the paint. Watch the one-handed slam. The Cats couldn't stop anyone in the paint. Look at this. Travis gets the board, boop, puts it back in. Travis again with the slam. So how would Northwestern answer back? I'll tell you with the 3-ball. There's Marcatulia from the corner. Sherna up top. And now Drew Crawford dipping his toes in the 3-point land. The Cats were loving the long ball. And now tied 63-63, 3 minutes left. Sherna gets the friendly bounce. But Frazier doing what he does best, driving into the lane. That one was tough, but he gets the bucket and one. Foul shot was good. So now with 14 seconds left, Penn State gets fouled again. Graham is fouled, and now he has 2 at the line. Let's see, can he make them? Misses both of them, so the Cats have a chance to come back. They push it down the court. They look to get it inside. John Sherna chucks up a shot, and he's fouled. 2 seconds left. He has 2 at the line. Sinks the first one calmly, and he sinks the next one. So now Penn State, one last chance. Throw up the Hail Mary shot. No good. The Cats escape 67-66.